Hello everybody, how are you? I'm Chronicles and welcome to this new review where before we begin, I'd like to announce that these guys here have decided to abandon us. So I don't have a microphone for this episode. I probably will not have a microphone for next episode. But in 2 episodes, I'll hopefully have one again. Anyway, this has abandoned us. It's trash. And anyway, today we'll be talking about The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe by C.S. Lewis, the second entry in the Chronicles of Narnia. And of course, these two are available on Amazon, both in digital and physical format if you want to be getting them. Thanks so much for all your help. And please subscribe and leave a like if you enjoyed this video. Anyway, let's talk about this book real quick. Let's begin with the P.A.O, the Possible Smell Addiction, and it's gonna be Until Something Good Happens in this review. Thankfully, this book smells very good. I'll give it an 8.5. Not as great as A Magician's Nephew, but still, it's a great smell. Anyway, let's begin talking directly with the plot of this book, and then we'll go to discuss my review, all in a single video. Anyway, this book is the second entry in the Chronicles of Narnia. However, it was the first one written, and it introduces us to the 4 main characters of at least the next 4 books, who will be the Pevensies. The Pevensies are Peter, Susan, Edmund, and Lucy, and these children live in Europe, in London to be exact. And they have to leave London during World War II and stumble upon the house of the professor, who turns out to be Diggory from book 1, but very old, very grown up. So Diggory takes them in, and inside his house they discover a wardrobe, which takes them to Narnia, this magnificent world that is incredible, full of magic, full of great world building, you would say, and it is all covered in snow, and they have to discover why, they have to stop that snow, and they have to save the world, essentially. Anyway, let's now go directly into my review. The plot for this book is probably the strongest. Except for Prince Caspian and probably the Silver Chair, this is my favorite book. This could be my favorite. The other 2 I really like them too, so they're up there. And this plot is, I believe this one is the strongest plot. The others I like because of the character development. This one I enjoy because of the plot. The plot of this book is truly magnificent. It introduces us to such an interesting, complex, and great world in 200 pages, and he manages to do it in such a short time, in such an incredible way. C.S. Lewis really has talent with this, it is obvious, and this was kind of, this is probably somehow likewise to what he showed in The Magician's Nephew. It is somewhat similar to The Magician's Nephew, right? However, in this book, we do not have creation itself. Creation, here we spend a lot more time in actual Narnia, because on the other book, we also went to Charn. So here we spend a lot more time in Narnia, and it is truly great how he manages to introduce the world, because by now it has all formed. There are concepts, there are civilizations, you have all those other things that in book 1 did not exist because the world had just been created. Anyway, the plot for this book I believe is great. I would prefer to see a little more of the battle at the end. However, it's alright because it's still very well done. It's not at all like the movie, because if in the movie they truly show the battle, and the battle is great. It's a very interesting battle in the movie. However, in the book they hardly show it at all. It's like 2-3 pages long, barely anything. However, it's still interesting, and I would have liked to have seen more of that. But anyway, this is cool. Also, the introduction of new characters: Peter, Edmund, Lucy, and Susan. All of them are very interesting characters, very well developed. They all have their own quirks, their own characteristics that make them interesting. I really like them, and I would have enjoyed to see a little more of Edmund, to be a little more justified, for him to be a little more justified, because in the beginning he really is a fool to believe the White Queen. I mean, she has the face of the evil queen. She looks evil. You don't fall for it, at least unless you're Edmund, right? So anyway, the characters, I really like how they're introduced, from Aslan to Queen Jadis to the Beavers, Mr. Tumnus, and of course the 4 siblings. So they're very well done, they're very well executed, everyone is very interesting, very well defined. It is truly a great book with great characters. Into a narrative, C.S. Lewis works similar to Dr. Seuss, as I said on the Magician's Nephew review, that he creates this narrative and manages to explain all this world with very limited vocabulary. He manages to create all of this with a very few words so that children can understand, and he does it magnificently. Not as great as Dr. Seuss, who manages to create songs and poems out of that, but still, it is a great work with narrative. And that's why I'm gonna give this book an 83 out of 100, because it is truly one of the best classical fantasy books out there, especially if you're looking for children's books. Anyway, this has been all for today. Sorry for the short review, but I'm very tired and I had to record this 2 times and the microphone is not working anymore. Anyway, thank you so much for your help. I truly hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please leave a like, subscribe, and I will see you later. Bye!